Okay, for question number 16, we have to find the angle which this line makes with the positive direction of x-axis. And so we have two lines here. This is line, let's say L, which is given to us. Equation of the line L is given. So L is x1 is equal to y by -1 is equal to z by 0. And the direction ratios of this line, sorry, yes, the direction ratios of this line are these are the direction ratios. So the direction ratios of this line are these are the direction ratios 1, -1, and 0. If we compare this with the standard Cartesian equation of the line, so this is A1, B1, and C1. These are the direction ratios of this line. So now the angle which a line makes with another line, and the other line is the y-axis. So let's find out the direction ratios of y-axis as well. Okay. Now this y-axis makes a angle with x-axis. Let's say this is alpha is 90 degrees, and the y-axis makes angle with the y-axis. Let's say beta is y-axis is makes angle 0 degree with itself, and y-axis makes angle with z-axis. This is also 90 degree. This is also 90 degree, and angle it makes with itself is 0 degree. So I have given them the name alpha, alpha, beta, and gamma. These are the angles that y-axis makes with x, y, and z-axis. With x-axis, it makes angle alpha, which is 90 degrees. So this is x-axis because these axes are perpendicular to each other. This is the angle that it makes with the y-axis. The y-axis with the y-axis makes angle 0. This is the angle it makes with z-axis. Let's say the gamma, which is 90 degree because y-axis is perpendicular to x and z-axis. And let me find out its direction. So cosines. So cos alpha, cos beta, and cos gamma are the direction cosines of the y-axis. So alpha is 90, so this is cos 90, which is 0. This is cos 0, which is 1. Gamma is cos 90, which is 0, which is 0. So these are the direction cosines of y-axis. So direction cosines of y-axis are 0, 1, and 0. Now, what would be the direction ratios of y-axis? So direction ratios of y-axis will be some number multiplied these direction cosines, and let me just multiply them with 1 because you can multiply any number, so which gives me the same result. So these are the direction ratios of y-axis. Let's say these are A2, B2, and C2. So now we have two lines. For the first line, that is this one, the given line, we have the direction ratios A1, B1, and C1, and the direction ratios of y-axis are A2, B2, and C2, and angle between two lines. So now we have to find the angle between the two lines, which is the given line, and the y-axis is given by the formula. Let's say which is cos theta, and is given by the formula. This is, if we write down the formula, this is A1 into A2 plus B1 into B2 plus C1 into C2 divided by the sum of the square of the direction cosines of the first line, its square root, into sum of the squares of some square root of the sum of the squares of the direction cosines of the second line. So if I put their values in here, So I have the Russian cosines 0, 1, 0 in 0, 1, 0. So this is A1, B1, C1, and A2, B2, C2. Common here because so A1 is 0, A2 is 0, B1 is 1, B2 is 1, and 0 into 0. Okay, which also gives me this, or this is also root 1 into root 1. So that is equal to 1 upon root 1 is. Get this right. Okay. This is a 1. So we have this negative 1. So this is negative 1 into 1, 0 into 0. And this will give me x. If we square this, so this will be negative 1 upon integration of 1. This find the square of square plus 2x plus 4 integral. Let's multiply this with half, which is 1. Okay, let's me put in the values. So a1 is 0. Square of 1, so it's negative 1 square minus 1 is 3. Okay, this is not negative 1. This is the direction ratios here are 1, negative 1, and 0. And for the y-axis, it's 0, 1, 0. So which gives me, let me put in the values once again. So a1 is 1 into 0 plus b1 is negative 1 into 1 plus c1, 0 into 0 upon under root of a1 square, which is 1, and b1 square, which will be 1, c1 square is 0, under root this is 1. So which gives me this is minus 1 upon under root. Now, which gives me cos theta is equal to negative 1 by root 2. Now, cos is negative in the second quadrant, and the base angle for 1 by root 2 is pi by 4. So if we have to stay in the second quadrant for negative cos, that would be, I can write it as, so this is cos of pi minus pi by 4. So cos of pi minus pi by 4 will give me the value negative root 2. So which gives me cos theta is equal to cos. This will be 3 pi by 4. So that means theta is equal to 3 pi by 4. So theta is equal to 3 pi by 4 is the angle which this line makes with the positive direction of y-axis, and our answer is B. So B is the correct answer for this one, 3 pi by 4.